Xianxia's heart was also secretly excited. This medicine room of the divine medicine god must definitely be filled with treasures. There were more than 30 kinds of top-quality Tao Creation divine medicines, which was already considered very rare. Top-quality Tao Creation divine medicines were rarely seen, but himself was able to collect more than 30 of them. Ah Sen, this is a rare opportunity. Do you want it? The medicine god laughed. Xianxia allowed He Fengyuan to merge with his soul inside the Yuyao mountain villa, so it was equivalent to He Fengyuan entering his body. He Fengyuan needed to find 5 of these 30 ingredients that were the best matched and would greatly improve late-stage world-defying stage legendary rankus. I may need some time, Xianxia said. It's fine. There's the time formation in here. It can't stop me from doing anything. Now I can let go of all other matters, said Yaoshen with a smile. The rebirth powder seemed to be very important to the medicine god, but he did not know who he was going to use it to save. He Fengyuan had to choose from a long time and spent an entire 10 months before he could pick out all 5 ingredients. He did not feel that it was much, because he understood that Xianxia was extremely sensitive to the energy of medicinal ingredients and would definitely choose something that he was satisfied with. All right, thank you God. Xianxia laughed. I want to thank you. The medicine god laughed out loud. No need to be polite. If you have any problems in the future, you can come here to find me. You are my VIP. I'll be a frequent guest here even if I'm empty. Xianxia was also satisfied. After the medicine god sent Xianxia out of the medicine god villa, he himself was also in a hurry to bring the rebirth powder to save the person. Fengyuan, are those 5 ingredients enough? Xianxia asked. It should be enough. I don't know where I can find a better one now, He Fengyuan said. She had already handed the ingredients over to the Meijing sisters and the others, so they could use the time arrays to plant the seed. Xianxia strolled around the city because there was an alchemy god villa here. There were many alchemists in the city as well as various medicinal ingredients. He bought a lot of medicinal ingredients, and even if he didn't use them, he would still buy them, mainly for the sake of collecting and enriching his medicinal ingredients. Xianxia was in a medicine shop when he suddenly heard someone speak from outside. Ice Creation's sacred race's Han Yixian is here. Could it be to look for an alliance with the medicine god? Han Yixian has a large amount of flaming Tao Creation divine crystals, which is extremely beneficial for refining pills. Right now, Thunder Creation's sacred race and God Creation race are eyeing Ice Creation's sacred race covetously, so the pressure on Han Yixian is not small. Fortunately, he sold a large portion of the Tao Creation's sacred crystals at a low price to other creation race in exchange for an alliance. Xianxia had also thought about going to find Han Yixian, but he was worried that he would be ambushed if he couldn't find him, so he didn't go. Now that Han Yixian had come, this was also good news to him. He walked out of the shop and quickly found out where Han Yixian was. There was also an ice mountain there, and Han Yixian stayed at that place. Xianxia snuck in during the night. There were so many enchantments on Divine Thunder Mountain Villa that were unable to trap him, let alone this ice mountain. After entering, he used his illusory body to quickly find Han Yixian. Lord! Xianxia did not immediately meet Han Yixian. He was worried that something might have happened and it would be safer this way. Han Yixian was resting when he heard Xianxia's sound transmission. Xin Fei, where's Xiaoying? Is she with you? Han Yixian was very concerned about his daughter. She's not with me. She's amazing. After I broke the seal on her sacred body, she said that she wanted to go to a place by herself, and then she left. Xianxia replied, she also doesn't want me to follow her. Well, she should be fine. Han Yixian was a lot more at ease knowing that Han Xiaoying had fallen behind. Lord, what are you doing here? Xianxia asked. I have something else to do. You have to hide well during this period of time. I know your situation. Han Yixian said, I didn't expect you to rescue Xiaoying so quickly. So many things happened afterwards. Han Yixian was being chased by the Thunder Creation sacred race S. Han Yixian was also aware of this. When Xiaoying returns, she will definitely become very strong. Xianxia laughed. At that time, your Ice Creation sacred race will no longer have to be so afraid of your God Creation race and Thunder Creation sacred race. Let's hope so. Xin Fei, What are you doing here? I might be able to help you, Han Yixin said. He was extremely agitated by Xianxia. Originally, there were some matters. Now that it has been resolved, I will help Yao Xin refine the pills that he needs. After that, I will get the ingredients that I need. Xianxia said. You're actually an alchemist. Wait, do you think the pellet you refined for the god of medicine is called the rebirth powder? Han Yixin asked in shock. How do you know? Xianxia immediately thought that the guy the medicine god wanted to save was related to Han Yixin. The person that the medicine god used rebirth powder to save, is the clan emperor. Han Yixin sighed. This guy? It's really surprising. He can actually refine rebirth powder. The person whom the medicine god saved was the clan emperor of the ice creation sacred race. Xianxia was secretly shocked. No wonder Fengyuan said that the person who he wanted to save must be a strong ranker. The ice creation sacred race's emperor had been missing for many years and still hadn't returned. He should be injured now and seriously. Xianxia had already been troubled by the matters of the creation race, so he decided to put this matter at an end for now. Who injured him? Xianxia asked. From the injuries on his body, we will be less injured by the 4 different powers. Thunder creation sacred race and God creation race will be participating as well. Han Yixin sighed. Xianxia guessed that this ice creation race emperor must know something that caused her to be besieged like this. There were a lot of useless things these creation races had to deal with. Lord, when you see the medicine god, do not expose me. He does not know that I am Xin Fei. Xianxia said. All right. Han Yixin had already known that Xianxia was not an ordinary fellow, but he had not expected that Xianxia's true identity was actually a pill god. After Xianxia bid farewell to Han Yixin, he left the Divine Power City. Since the Ice Creation Race Emperor was here, it was very possible that he had recovered after using the rebirth powder. Xiao Xianglin was researching the array that Gutong had left behind, and the Chuangshan key was hidden inside. The Chuangshan key might be hiding the initial God creation realm's secret. Xianxia thought that the Chuangxi key he had obtained previously had the transmission array that led to the initial evil creation realm. It's very possible that no one has ever been to the initial God creation realm. Feng Kuo replied. Initial God creation realm is definitely a different place. We can only find out after we obtain the Chuangshan key. Xianxia had to be very careful. The thing that Gutong and Luo Jiang were desperately protecting would probably be taken away by someone after it reached his hands. Fortunately, Xiao Xianglin had a clone, so he was able to busy with a few things at the same time. Right now, the most important thing for her to do was to help Xianxia refine the 6 realms mirrors and add the heavenly magic sword's blood into the blood. This would have a very strong effect on the creation race. Mei Jing sisters and the others had already grown a portion of medicinal ingredients, and Xianxia immediately threw them into the process of refining pills. 5 top-grade Tao creation divine medicines. This is not easy to refine. Xianxia had already understood from Fengyuan that the characteristics of these medicinal ingredients required a very strong flame in order to refine. Although my current flame is fine, it's definitely not strong enough. It will take a lot of time and it will also affect the quality. If I don't master it well, it will cause instability. Xianxia secretly calculated as he looked at the flames he had released. Get the red fire dragon out. Could only do this because the flames of the red fire dragon were stronger and more stable. Other than that, he had to place the Tao creation's sacred crystal inside. The flame god's crystal was originally useful in refining pills and could enhance the flame and quality, which was why the fire god's crystal was so important. Xiao Xianglin had also confirmed that the divine weapons refined from the fire holy crystals were much stronger. The fire holy crystal should be able to help a lot. I'll give it a try. Xianxia did not use the fire holy crystal before when he was refining the rebirth powder. This time, he definitely had to see how effective it was. He had quite a few flaming holy crystals in his hands, and they would be wasted if he didn't put them there. Xianxia placed the fire holy crystal into the pill furnace, then released the legendary dragonfire inside, using the legendary dragonfire to ignite the fire holy crystal. If the flames weren't strong enough, it would be impossible for them to ignite the flaming crystal. These sacred flaming crystals are truly strange. Xianxia looked at the burning golden flames inside the pill furnace and couldn't help but exclaim in his heart. The flames produced by the sacred fire crystal were very fierce, but they were extremely bizarre, as if there was a very gentle kind of power that would have a very good effect when burning medicinal ingredients. Although the flames are not bad, it's impossible to refine those medicinal ingredients like this. Xianxia put all 5 of the top-grade Tao Creation's divine medicines into the furnace. After that, he would release the legendary dragon fire to strengthen himself. If we let it burn very slowly like this, the quality of the medicine crystal that will be created will definitely be greatly reduced. We'll need an even stronger flame to burn it. The legendary dragon fire that Xianxia released, combined with the flames of the sacred fire crystal's spontaneous combustion, was still not enough. The heat resistance of these medicinal ingredients surpassed many of the materials used to refine. It was precisely because of this that the resulting pill had such a strong effect. Xianxia had no choice but to use the pressure mantra, releasing a very strong pressure to squeeze the flames from many sides, slowly pressing the flames in the pill furnace into the medicinal ingredients. The effect is much better. When Xianxia sensed that the flames had entered the medicinal ingredients, he secretly heaved a sigh of relief. Previously, he was a little worried that this method would damage the medicinal ingredients. Even if the Meijing sisters and the others were to grow and reproduce, they would need a lot of time to get their hands on a set. Therefore, he had to be careful in refining so as to not fail and waste the ingredients. The next step was the long process of refining the herbs. He needed to use fire to burn the herbs and release the energy within the herbs. During the process of releasing the energy, he would refine the herbs in order to condense the energy into crystals. At this moment, there were many tiny crystal particles floating within the pill furnace. This was the form of the ingredients after they had been refined. Xianxia spent an entire 30 years of time to refine it. It's a good thing we have time array. Otherwise, it would take too long to concoct such high-level medicinal ingredients. Xianxia had previously seen many alchemists carrying a time array with them when they were refining various pills. Most of them would use time array to save time. Only the time array would not worry about wasting too much time, and would not be in too much of a hurry, as it would allow the alchemist to calm down and refine pills. After refining the medicinal ingredients, Xianxia would then enter a more difficult stage, which was the process of derivation and refinement of the medicinal ingredients. I hope that I can succeed. This was the stage that Xianxia was most afraid of when refining high-level medicinal ingredients, because when colliding with one, it would emit a very strong power, and if he did not control it well, he would fail. Now that he had 2 doppelgangers and the power of the doppelganger was not weak, he would be more at ease. After the clone was released, Xianxia started to use his derivative technique, which was then followed by a collision. The pill furnace shook violently, and the charge was successful. Xianxia was more worried about the pill furnace. Although it had been refined by Xiao Xianglin many times, Xianxia was still worried that it would explode during the process of refining. One time is enough. Xianxia could no longer afford to clash with it. It was not only the pill furnace that could not take it, it was also possible that he himself could not withstand the impact. Xianxia could only use a derivation method to allow the largest medicine crystal to spawn a few smaller ones before condensing the pellet. The reason the quality of the pills he concocted was so high was because of the derived crash method. It's much more convenient to have pressure mantra. The pressure released by Xianxia's copper drum clone could quickly condense pills. And lastly, he had to inscribe the world-defying Dan grain, which wasn't arduous. It just used up the Tao Creation's divine crystals. There are only 300,000 Tao Creation's divine crystals. I don't know if it's enough. Xianxia looked at the Tao Creation's holy crystals in the furnace and sighed. I need to go out and get more Tao Creation's holy crystals. Xianxia previously had quite a few holy crystals of the Tao Creation, but they were all used to refine the Tao Creation's divine beads. Xianxia placed the pill furnace inside the time array, then left the cave and headed towards Divine Power City. Even though he had used nearly 100 years to concoct pills, he had always been inside the time array, so it had only been a day or so outside. Xianxia went into the Divine Power City and ran directly towards there. When the medicine god heard that Xianxia had come to find him, he immediately received Xianxia. "Ah son, you came really fast. Did something happen to you in terms of pill refining?" He had already given Ice Creation Race Emperor a set of rebirth powder S, so he would still need some time before he could fully recover. "I did encounter some difficulties. I am currently lacking the Tao Creation's sacred crystals." Xianxia laughed. "I have a pill formula and I hope to sell it to the medicine god. The medicine god will definitely give me a good price." "Oh? What pill formula?" The medicine god was also looking forward to it. "It's called the Peak Dan. After the late period of world-defying magic realm is consumed, you will be able to immediately step into the peak of world-defying magic realm." Xianxia said, "The Peak Danes are names that I have chosen myself. If you really buy the pill formulas, you can change your name." "Good. Make a batch for me to see. If the effects of this pill are really like this, then I will definitely give you a good price." The medicine god was secretly surprised. He actually has this kind of pill. If the pill formula were in his hands, he would definitely be able to make a huge profit. Xianxia immediately refined it. The Peak Dan needed the world-defying Dan grain, so of course Xianxia would not give the Huajing Dan grain out. The Flying Dan grain was relatively easy to learn, and Xianxia felt that it wouldn't be difficult to master the pill god here. Xianxia finished refining the pellet very quickly, and he smiled. "I will sell you the world-defying Dan grain as well, because if this pellet didn't have the world-defying Dan grain's match, it simply wouldn't have the effect of making a reservation. If you even have world-defying Dan grain, then I have to pay a higher price." The medicine god received the Peak Dan from Xianxia. After he looked at it carefully, he ate it. After a while, he nodded. "Although I don't understand the specific effects, but from my experience, this effect is definitely not wrong. Sell 100 million Tao Creation divine crystals to me along with the world-defying Dan grain. Are you willing?" The medicine god said. Of course Xianxia was willing. 100 million Tao Creation holy crystals was a huge sum to him, enough for him to use for a very long time. All right. Xianxia passed the pill formulas, Flying Dan grain S, and related medicinal ingredients to the medicine god. The medicine god was also very satisfied as he said with a smile, "These are 100 million Tao Creation holy crystals." Xianxia was also unsure. He believed in the medicine god. "Ah san. You must be a very powerful being. You shouldn't be hiding your name like this," the medicine god said. "That's because I have too many enemies. I had no choice but to do this." Xianxia laughed bitterly. "In the future, you might know what kind of enemies I have." After Xianxia obtained the 100 million Tao Creation holy crystals, he hurriedly left the medicine god mountain villa. Previously, he had felt a trace of Han Yixian's aura from inside, but Han Yixian was already inside the medicine god mountain villa. The Peak Dan was already of no use to Xianxia, but after the medicine god bought them, he could use his enormous resources and the alchemists under him to concoct these pills in large quantities. Right now, Xianxia did not have the energy to manage this sort of thing. The first thing he needed to do was to let his cultivation reach its peak before doing anything else. Returning to the cave, Xianxia immediately went inside the time array to check on the situation inside the pill furnace. The consumption of the Tao Creation's sacred crystals is indeed shocking. Previously, when Xianxia was refining the rebirth powder, he was shocked by the consumption of the Tao Creation's sacred crystal. And now, the 5 top-quality Tao Creation divine medicines he had refined consumed even faster and faster than before. More than 70 to 80% of the 300,000 Tao Creation divine crystals had already been used up. Even though he had consumed so many Tao Creation's divine crystals, the Huajing Dan grain still hadn't awakened. It was still a long way away from doing so. Good. Xianxia was also secretly excited. The more holy crystals the world-defying Dan grain used to awaken it, the more powerful the pills would be. The pill formulas that he Fengyuan had created were all helpful for raising the cultivation level of the world-defying stage legendary rank. They could be used in various aspects. Looking at the situation with the consumption of the Tao Creation's holy crystals, the effects of the pill would definitely not be disappointing. Xianxia poured 1,000,000 Tao creation holy crystals into it in one breath, then left the time array and waited outside. He would occasionally enter the time array to check the situation. Xianxia, I have refined your 6 realms mirrors. Xiao Xianglin came out of Yu Yao Mountain Villa and handed the 6 realms mirrors over to Xianxia. Master, you said that I used this 6 realms mirrors to kill the people from the creation race. Can they track me like they did with the ice key? Xianxia was very worried about this. If it was possible, it would bring him a lot of trouble. It should be possible, because this was refined using the blood from the ice creation sacred body. It is equivalent to a ice key. Xiao Xianglin said, you don't have to worry too much. By then, you will have already stepped into the peak of world-defying stage legendary rank, so naturally you won't be afraid of those fellows. That's true. Xianxia laughed as he looked left and right at the 6 realms mirrors. The 6 realms mirrors does not seem to have changed from the outside. However, a large amount of holy blood ice crystals were refined into the materials as a whole. Xiao Xianglin said, that is to say, the energy released by the 6 realms mirrors is able to restrain those creation races. For example, killing formations and so on, they all carry this kind of restraining energy. The heavenly magic sword is the same. Xiao Xianglin handed the heavenly magic sword over to Xianxia. The rest is up to that pellet. If we succeed, we'll soon step into the peak of the legendary realm. Xianxia said. Xiao Xianglin was also really looking forward to the effects of that pellet. I have other things to do first, Xiao Xianglin said. Xianxia made another trip into the time arrays to check on the consumption rate of the Tao Creation's sacred crystals. At this time, he had already used up more than half of the Tao Creation's sacred crystals. After a little more than half a day, after Xianxia entered the time array, he discovered that all of the Tao Creation's divine crystals had been used up. Success! Has consumed more than 1,000,000 Tao Creation sacred crystals. Xianxia exclaimed. These Tao Creation sacred crystals were a lot to Xianxia. If not for the Tao Creation crystal mother, he would not have been able to obtain so much, unless he sold it for a very long time. What's left is the effects. After Xianxia ate the pellet, he started to refine it inside the time array. What shocked him was that the energy released by this pellet was extremely terrifying. It almost bursted his body and then crazily seeped into every part of his body. His divine sense was already filled with this kind of power. Yu Yao Mountain Villa was currently enveloped by a blue energy. This won't do. If this goes on, I will explode. Xianxia immediately released 2 clones and 2 red fire dragoness. At this moment, 3 red fire dragoness madly devoured the blue energy in his body. If you really want to eat this kind of pellet, you must use a special method to slowly release your energy. Otherwise, the consequences would be extremely serious. Xianxia was almost unable to control himself just now. If it was the energy absorbed by the avatar, all of it would be transferred to the original body. However, a large portion of the energy would temporarily remain inside the avatar's body and would be slowly absorbed by the original body later on. Xianxia used 2 clones. The rate of absorption was also very fast, but it also took around 2,000 years. That was right. Not yet. I need to eat a few more pills before I can break through. Xianxia came out of the time array and took a few sets of medicinal herbs from the Meijing sisters. He was going to use the twin dan grain to refine them together and make 2 pellets at a time. After reaching the stage to awaken the inscription, Xianxia placed it into the Tao Creation's divine crystal. Then, he left the cave and headed towards the divine power city. Feng Yuan, give that pill a name, Xianxia said. Legend rank heavenly pill, Feng Yuan said. Xianxia nodded his head. After he entered the divine power city, a very powerful pill had immediately appeared in the medicine god mountain villa, allowing people to quickly reach the peak of the world-defying stage divine rank. It was called the peak apothecary pellet of the arrogant god realm. Change your name. Xianxia had also needed more than 20 days' time to cultivate, and he wanted to see how the Ice Creation Race Emperor was recovering. Xianxia headed towards the direction where the Ice Creation Sacred Race was building the huge ice mountain. As he was on the way, he suddenly sensed a very strong barrier fluctuating out of nowhere. The entire city is on full alert. Suddenly, someone shouted. He could hear the sound of a bell ringing in the distance. Why should the entire city be on guard? Just as Xianxia asked this, a large group of people appeared in the sky above. This group of people were flying over on clouds. They looked extremely aggressive. When Xianxia saw them, he knew that they were either the God Creation race or the Thunder Creation sacred race. It's them. What are they doing here? Xianxia's heart jumped. He had been surrounded by these guys before. At this moment, the voice of the medicine god could be heard. Thunder Creation sacred race, why have all of you come here? You have blocked the sunlight from shining on Divine Power City. The voice of the medicine god was ice-cold and contained a hint of anger. Xianxia also saw that the group of people were right above the medicine god mountain villa. Nothing, we're just here to see an old friend. Medicine god, you seem to be living quite well now. It seems that even us creation race can't compare to you. An old man from the Thunder Creation sacred race said in a strange tone. After Medicine God Mountain Villa bought Xianxia's pill formulas, they successfully refined a peak dan and fought on a large scale. This truly made many powers jealous, especially those creation race, because they were the first ones to appear in the most ancient era and had been surpassed by ordinary humans. Old friend? When am I going to be old friends with you? Don't think that just because you're Thunder Creation sacred race you can overlook yourself. I have never treated you all as my friends. The medicine god laughed, his laughter filled with ridicule. Xianxia was sure that the Thunder Creation sacred race was here for the Ice Creation race emperor. He was secretly surprised in his heart. So the energy of the medicine god was this strong, it was actually able to fight against the Thunder Creation sacred race. The medicine god knew a lot of alchemy gods, and many people could not afford to offend them, so even if the Thunder Creation sacred race wanted to offend them, he had to think carefully about it. Medicine god, don't play dumb. He is with you. We can sense his aura. The person from the Thunder Creation sacred race said angrily. Who are you talking about? Ice Creation race emperor? He is indeed healing at my place. A while ago, his luck was bad and he was bitten by a group of vicious dogs. Fortunately, I have some pretty good healing pills, so he has pretty much recovered. The medicine god laughed. He is not your old friend. What kind of old friend is a dog that bit him? Many people were frightened when they heard the medicine god's words. Ice Creation race emperor, who had been missing for so many years, was actually recuperating inside the medicine god mountain villa. From the medicine god's words, it could be seen that Ice Creation race emperor was heavily injured from being surrounded by many people, and had yet to recover completely. Xianxia could also see from this that the relationship between the medicine god and the Ice Creation race emperor was not ordinary. Ice Creation race emperor has always been thought to be dead. It looks like he is still alive. So he was saved by Pill God. The one who injured Ice Creation race emperor should be him, right? Just now, the medicine god scolded Thunder Creation sacred race as a vicious dog. It could be seen that the medicine god was not afraid of the Thunder Creation sacred race at all. Good. Pill God, you can do it, but you have the guts to do it. I want to see how long you guys can do it for. The old man from Thunder Creation sacred race said. Humph. Forcing another person's daughter to marry into your Thunder Creation sacred race. That's what you call brave. However, you guys were also tricked by someone even more daring. A certain dog was killed by someone, ha ha ha. This is great news. The medicine god was referring to Lin Tianxua, the one who was killed by Xianxia. Just you wait. Us Thunder Creation sacred race will not let this go. The people of Thunder Creation sacred race were very angry, but at this moment, they also seemed to have concerns about the medicine god. The people of Thunder Creation sacred race left just like that. Divine Power City recovered once again, and the enchantment was withdrawn. Xianxia walked on the streets and headed towards the medicine god mountain villa, while at the same time, the entire city was in an uproar. How did the emperor of the Ice Creation sacred race clash with the Thunder Creation sacred race? Many people were very curious about this. Xianxia arrived in front of the big doors of the medicine god mountain villa. He took out the plate the medicine god gave him, and he could easily enter the medicine god mountain villa. The moment he learned that Xianxia had arrived, he immediately came to receive him. This was mainly because the quality of the rebirth powder that Xianxia had refined was a great deal higher than that of the other pill gods. Sen, you heard it too. To be honest, rebirth powder was used to heal the Ice Creation Race Emperor. The medicine god could no longer hide the truth from Xianxia. Ice Creation Race Emperor recovered very quickly. It's all thanks to you. It's nothing. It's good as long as I can save him. Xianxia laughed. I never thought that the medicine god was really domineering. To be able to scold this bunch of bastards from the Thunder Creation sacred race so bitterly. That's true. After all, I am still an adult and have a strong foundation. The Thunder Creation sacred race only dared to chase after me and clamor, bullying the weak while fearing the strong. If they really meet a powerful fellow, they can't do anything in the end. The medicine god laughed. If they were to really attack me, both of us would definitely suffer losses. They cannot bear this kind of loss. It will cause them to be even worse off than the current Ice Creation sacred race. Thunder Creation sacred race and God Creation race seem to be allied together. Xianxia said, the last time something happened to Thunder Creation sacred race, he rushed over as soon as possible. After all, the Thunder Creation sacred race was hiding the truth from the God Creation race to make the final decision. He wants to secretly take over the Ice Creation holy body and then secretly develop it. Once it develops, he will definitely get rid of the God Creation race. The medicine god took a sip of tea and laughed. Fortunately, Han Xiaoying managed to escape in the end. Otherwise, the consequences would have been unimaginable. God Creation race is definitely blaming Thunder Creation sacred race right now for not telling them about this. Xianxia laughed. If Thunder Creation sacred race were to tell others about Han Xiaoying, he would definitely take Han Xiaoying's life as his own and kick him away. When he becomes stronger in the future, he will sweep away all the other great creation race. The medicine god pursed his lips. That's what these creation race are thinking. Although they are both creation races and look good on the surface, they can't tolerate each other in the dark. They wish that you would die. Sen, have you made any progress in refining pills with those 5 medicinal ingredients? The medicine god asked. Not yet. Xianxia shook his head. Actually, he had made good progress, it was just that he did not achieve what he had expected. However, he felt that if he consumed the pellet at the early and middle stages of world-defying stage legendary rank, he would definitely be able to smoothly break through a realm. Tell me what the result is. I'm very curious. In fact, he had also been stuck at the peak of world-defying stage legendary rank for a long time, and this seemed to be his final destination. To reach this realm, one had to rely on divine weapons, various powerful pills, and the people under one's command. Of course. Xianxia nodded. He originally only came to Divine Power City to take a walk, but came here later on when the Thunder Creation sacred race came by. Xianxia reckoned that the world-defying Dan grain inside the time array was about to awaken, so he bid farewell to the medicine god and quickly left the medicine god mountain villa. After walking out of the Divine Power City and entering a large mountain, Xianxia suddenly felt a strong aura attack. I've been ambushed. Xianxia thought about it. From the chi he sensed that the person was from creation race. He felt the aura and was about to escape, but he found himself trapped in a domain. Soon, his surroundings gradually darkened. Crap! I was sealed in something. Xianxia was extremely shocked to have this kind of power. They were all extremely strong, and there must be a lot of people around. Got it! Haha, the alchemist in there isn't that great, they are really weak. An old man laughed. I heard that it was this guy who concocted that kind of pill to help the Ice Creation Race Emperor recover. According to the news that was sent back by the spy we sent to Medicine God Mountain Villa, there should be no mistake. Xianxia had understood that there was a spy in the Medicine God Mountain Villa, so when he came out of the Yuyao Mountain Villa, he was followed. Until he left the Divine Power City, this group of Thunder Creation sacred race people started to attack him. It's all my fault for being too careless. Xianxia originally thought that he would be fine after hiding Xianxia's identity. He did not expect that Thunder Creation's sacred race's methods would be so despicable, and would go capture the Alchemist's inside. Take him back to the Divine Thunder Mountain Villa first, we'll talk about it later. When the time comes, we can use this guy to talk to him and see if he handed over the Ice Creation Race Emperor. Xianxia was sealed in something, and it was pitch black around him. He looked at the pill furnace inside the time array and saw that the 2 legendary pellets had already been refined. These damn bastards. They actually dare to capture me. Xianxia cursed inwardly. The consequences of offending him were extremely severe. After an unknown amount of time, Xianxia suddenly felt a blinding light in front of him. He was released, but there were strong seals all around him, and there were even a few peak world-defying stage legendary rank S, all of them wearing masks. Are you from the Thunder Creation Sacred Race? What's the point of wearing a mask? Do you also know how shameless you are to do such a thing? Xianxia sneered. You have to understand your current situation. A masked man sneered. Of course I know that if I fall into the hands of despicable people like you, I'm sure my situation won't be too good. Xianxia snorted. If you cooperate with us obediently, you'll be able to avoid physical pain. First of all, you have to tell us what medicinal pill you are concocting, whether you have the medicinal ingredients or the pill formula. You have to tell us everything. No comment. Xianxia said, I have signed a blood contract with the medicine god, and if I say it out loud, I will definitely die. It's best if you don't force me. If that's really the case, we can only use you to find the medicine god. The masked man laughed. Now we need to wait a while, until Ice Creation Race Emperor comes out. Before we take you to find them, I want to see if the Ice Creation Race Emperor will see you as her real savior. You bastards, take off your masks. Let me see how ugly you are and how convenient it is for me to remember my enemies. Oh no, my enemy is the Thunder Creation Sacred Race. I can just annihilate the entire Thunder Creation Sacred Race. Xianxia said coldly with anger burning in his heart. He hated being captured and threatened the most. Pow! An invisible palm pierced through the seal and struck Xianxia on the face, causing a burst of thunder to explode. Xianxia's face was completely red and swollen, as a heart-wrenching pain caused him to let out a low growl. Whatever, you're a good alchemist. You must have grasped quite a few good pill formulas, so hand it over honestly. A violent wave of thunder power entered the seal. Xianxia's entire body was in pain from being struck by this power, causing him to roll around inside. I will never give it to you. Xianxia clenched his teeth and roared. All of you, just you wait. If you have the guts, kill me now, or else I will kill all of you divine Thunder Mountain Villa dogs and chickens. Ha ha ha. A masked man sneered. With just you? What ability do you have to deal with us? Rest assured, if not for the fact that you could use it to threaten the medicine god and the Ice Creation Race Emperor, you would have definitely not lived to this day. The masked men surrounded Xianxia, continuously unleashing thunder power on him, causing his skin to be ripped apart. Enough, let him rest first. Once he recovers, if he doesn't hand over the pill formula soon, I'll continue torturing him. A masked man said coldly, Let's go. The surroundings suddenly became dark. Xianxia was once again placed into an object. All four sides were filled with a strong sealing power. Xianxia tried to use his penetrating power, but to no avail. Sieging, beautiful. Give me the power of rebirth. I want to heal my injuries. Xianxia's heart was filled with fury, but he needed to calm down now and take the 2 legendary pellets after healing his wounds. Jiang Sijing and Jiang Sime were also aware of Xianxia's current situation. They and the other girls' hearts ached as they released a strong power of rebirth to help Xianxia heal his injuries. Xianxia already could not remember who was the one that dealt with him the last time. He only remembered that person dying miserably later on. Xianxia spent a period of time inside the time array to recover from his injuries, and then consumed 2 extreme heaven pill. That group of people thought that he would still need a lot of time to recover from his injuries, so he wouldn't return for a while. Xianxia also needed to hurry up to refine the 2 extreme heaven pills. I wonder how many more pills I'll need to break through. I might not have enough time. Xianxia could only rely on refining the legendary heaven level pellet quickly. If he couldn't break through, then he would have to make other plans. Xianxia had already been locked in that seal for a month, and this month, he had been refining the legendary pellets inside the time array. He had used all of his strength, refining the pills at his fastest speed, and now, he had completely refined the medicinal powers of the two pellets. What a dense legendary gas! It can condense liquid. Xianxia felt a dense legendary gas floating around him. It was as if he was soaking in water, condensed by the legendary gas. And in the water, his thoughts, the legendary gas suddenly condensed into a fire dragon, just like a real dragon. With a thought, he formed another sharp sword. I've broken through. Xianxia suddenly woke up and looked at the sword by his side, which was condensed out by the legendary gas. Reaching the peak of world-defying stage legendary rank, he only needed a thought to turn legendary gas into a myriad of things. However, the prerequisite is that the legendary gas itself must be strong enough, and his own comprehension of myriad Tao must be deep in order to quickly condense all kinds of things. Generally speaking, people who had just stepped into the peak of the legendary realm would not be able to get their legendary gas to transform that easily. Xianxia looked at the divine sensi and discovered that the red fire dragon that was small before had grown a lot larger, which meant that the red fire dragon's power had also increased by a lot. I've finally broken through. 3 celestial elixir pills are said to be able to help you break through. The effect is pretty good. Xianxia heaved a sigh of relief. This way, if Thunder Creation's sacred race and the other fellows came to torture him again, he would have nothing to be afraid of. Xianxia came out of the time array and laid on the ground, waiting for the people from the Thunder Creation's sacred race to arrive. A few days later, the masked men from Thunder Creation's sacred race finally arrived. This kid recovers quite quickly. He's only at the late stage of world-defying stage legendary rank. Could he have relied on pills to recover so much? It must be. He definitely has that kind of medicinal pill in his hands that will help Ice Creation Race Emperor recover. This time, I must definitely make him hand it over. The masked seniors were all secretly excited, because they were very clear about the Ice Creation Race Emperor's injuries. If they could get this pill, then there was nothing to be afraid of even if they received serious injuries in the future. Hey kid, wake up. An old man released a thunder power from the sky and struck Xianxia. Xianxia used his powerful legendary gas to hide within his muscles. Even if the strong thunder power were to attack him, he would not feel pain. No reaction? Did this kid commit suicide? The other masked old man unleashed another, which released a hong sound and landed on Xianxia's body. The strike from the thunder power caused Xianxia's body to roll on the ground, but he still had his eyes closed, lying there like a dead dog. Is he really dead? A masked man panicked. If Xianxia really died, all their plans for the past month would be for naught. Quickly open the spirit formation. Let's go in and take a look. Several masked men had joined forces to open the barrier. Right at the moment they entered the barrier, Xianxia suddenly jumped up, and from his body flew 2 shadows, which were the 2 clones he released. Xianxia and his 2 clones surrounded the 5 masked men from 3 sides, then released a pressure wall and used the power of 3 red fire dragoness. After Xianxia stepped into the world-defying stage legendary rank, the red fire dragon had grown in size, and the legendary gas in his body was even more powerful than Xianxia. Now that he had fused with Xianxia's legendary gas, the released pressure wall felt like a strong seal, preventing the 5 masked elders from moving at all. How did you become stronger? This was the power of someone at the peak of world-defying stage legendary rank. Doppelganger mantra, this is a legendary mantra. An old man exclaimed. Thanks to all of you, I have to become stronger. Only then can I torture you all and destroy the entire Thunder Creation's sacred race. Xianxia's voice was filled with killing intent, causing the 5 masked elders to tremble. Don't worry, I won't just get rid of you guys. Since you guys like to torture people so much, I presume you guys also like to be tortured. Xianxia laughed and then released the legendary dragon fire. Legend has it that the dragon fire used its immense pressure to press into the bodies of the 5 elders and enter their divine sense CS. At this moment, their souls and bodies were being burned by the raging flames, causing them to continuously scream in pain. How is it? Do I have enough strength to destroy the entire Thunder Creation sacred race? Xianxia's smile made the five elders even more terrified, but they couldn't say anything, and could only scream in pain. Being sealed within Xianxia's pressure domain and being burned by the legendary dragon fire, they finally felt what it meant to be a living hell. This kind of pain made them wish they could die immediately, but their lives were completely in Xianxia's hands. After Xianxia burned it for a moment, he sneered, "All of you, honestly tell me, what are the good stuff in Thunder Creation's sacred race?" After Xianxia finished speaking, he released more flames and burned them for a moment before allowing them to answer. The five masked men hated Xianxia, but they were regretting it. They should have thought about it long ago, that if he was able to concoct pills that even other pill gods couldn't, then he was definitely not weak. Previously, they were very sure that Xianxia was only at the late stage of world-defying stage legendary rank. However, it had only been a month and Xianxia had already broken through. They had lived for so long, what kind of powerful flames had they not seen before? But Xianxia's legendary dragon fire was the strongest they had seen so far. Hurry up and tell me what kind of good stuff is hidden in Divine Thunder Mountain Villa. Xianxia's eyes burned with fire, scaring this group of old men whose faces were full of fear. In the middle of Divine Thunder Mountain Villa is the sacred object of our Thunder Creation sacred race. It is a box, but this is the most precious thing to us in Thunder Creation sacred race. Although we cannot open the box, this box has provided all the energy to the Divine Thunder Mountain Villa over the years. An old man said with a trembling voice, "Do other creation race have such a thing too?" Xianxia asked. "I don't know." The old man shook his head and said, "Don't kill us. We just tortured you. If you kill us, the entire Divine Thunder Mountain Villa will know." "It's fine. I'm not afraid." Xianxia had a smile on his face as he called out the heavenly magic sword, and then fiercely thrusted his sword at the few elders. Xianxia's heavenly magic sword was created using the holy blood ice crystal, just like the ice key, which could restrain the creation race. Furthermore, after the creation race was injured by this power, he would die in pain. This? How could you have such a thing? It's the power of ice. Could it be that this sword is made from the blood of the ice creation holy body? They suddenly thought that this person in front of them might be the person who saved Yuan Yanin. "I've said it before, I won't let you die so easily." Xianxia laughed as he absorbed the black aura into the 6 realms mirrors, so that they would not be discovered by the Thunder Creation's sacred race. Like last time, they would be traced by Thunder Creation's sacred race. The 5 elders died from the pain, turning into black mist. After they are killed, the life orb will also shatter and Divine Thunder Mountain Villa will immediately discover it. Xianxia quickly cleaned up the place and dove into the ground. He headed towards the middle of the Divine Thunder Mountain Villa to find that box. There were so many array seals in Divine Thunder Mountain Villa, it required a lot of energy, and all of these energy was provided by a box that could not be opened. It was clear how powerful the things inside were. "I don't know if that guy is lying to me. Let's go take a look first." Xianxia had already stepped into the peak of the legendary realm, so he wouldn't be as afraid of the strong warriors in Divine Thunder Mountain Villa. After Xianxia got rid of the 5 elders, the Divine Thunder Mountain Villa started to shake. The commotion was no smaller than the one caused by Lin Tianxua, and practically the entire Divine Thunder Holy City could feel it. The 5 world-defying stage legendary ranks peak rankers. This was a very strong power to the Divine Thunder Mountain Villa. When the strong powers were fighting, they were competing with the experts at the peak of the legendary realm, but now there were only 5 of them. Previously, when Lin Tianxua was killed, it wasn't much, and was not enough to shake the foundations of the Thunder Creation sacred race. But it was different now. The Thunder Creation race emperor roared. He had already arrived at the stone room where Xianxia was imprisoned. There were only remnants of qi left in there. The entire Divine Thunder Mountain Villa had been dispatched to search for traces of this place, and their city had been sealed as well. But Xianxia very easily arrived at the place where the box was located. This place really has a strong box. When Xianxia felt the energy released by the box, he was extremely shocked. The energy stored in the box far exceeded what he had imagined. This box has provided many years of energy for the various enchantments of the Divine Thunder Mountain Villa. After losing so much energy over the years, there's still so much energy. Previously, when Xianxia had used his penetrating power to enter the deep ground, he had already sensed the energy coming from below. That was why he was able to find the box following the direction of the energy being released. The box was in a stone room, and there was no seal here. If there was a seal, the energy inside the box could also be absorbed. Xiao Xianglin anxiously came out from the Yu Yao Mountain Villa. "This box isn't too big," Xiao Xianglin said. The chest was pitch black, both hands holding onto it, in the middle of an array formation. That was why Xianxia asked her to come out and take it. "Master, can you take it down?" Xianxia asked. "Of course you can." At this time, many sealing barriers are absorbing the energy of this box. Now that we have sealed the city, the Divine Thunder Holy City's formation barrier should be able to absorb the energy of the boxes. Xiao Xianglin said. She had already walked over and carefully investigated. It was because so many formation enchantments were absorbing energy that Xianxia could quickly sense where the box was. "We have to leave as soon as we take the box," Xiao Xianglin said as he frowned. "I know. Take away the box. Those guys will definitely find out." Xianxia laughed. "Let's take the box." "No! Once you cut off the connection between the boxes and the enchantments arrays, those enchantments would immediately collapse. And at this time, all sorts of enchantments contained a great deal of energy. It's extremely likely that a very strong wave of chaotic energy will erupt." Xiao Xianglin said seriously. "So you must leave this place as soon as possible." "All right." Xianxia also became serious at this time. "Hurry up." Xiao Xianglin took the chest away without hesitation and immediately entered the Yu Yao Mountain Villa. In that moment, Xianxia felt the surroundings violently shake. He immediately used his penetrating power and quickly left the place. Just as he left, the stone room also instantly collapsed. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Many of Divine Thunder Mountain Villa's enchantment formations were affected, and most of them immediately lost their effectiveness. Although only a few exploded due to insanity, they still gave rise to a very strong destructive force. In the blink of an eye, the Divine Thunder Mountain Villa was swept up by the air currents from the enchantments. Xianxia pierced deep into the ground, and the movement below him was also extremely violent. Rumbling sounds never stopped, and the ground undulated up and down, forming many depressions in the entire Divine Thunder Holy City. There weren't many buildings in the city, and most of them were formed from giant mountains. At this moment, many of the giant mountains had already cracked. After the great sealing formation enveloping the Divine Thunder Holy City was affected, it released waves of lightning that furiously struck down on Divine Thunder Holy City Fong. At this moment, everyone was shouting and fleeing from the Divine Thunder Holy City. No one knew what was happening, as they were actually destroying such a powerful and ancient city. Divine Thunder Mountain Villa was the one who suffered the most, with heavy casualties. Only Thunder Creation Race Emperor and a few seniors were not injured, while the others were either dead or injured. To Thunder Creation's sacred race, this was a disaster of complete annihilation. Clan Emperor, that chest was taken away. An old man, who did it? The Thunder Creation Race Emperor roared in anger, his angry voice shaking the entire area for thousands of miles. Even the cities far away could hear it. The angry Thunder Creation Race Emperor caused the heaven and earth to burst out with thunderous rage, causing the destroyed Divine Thunder Mountain Villa to become even more terrifying. It's an alchemist called Ascension. The old man was naturally clear of Ascension's plan. He had told Thunder Creation Race Emperor about this matter, which made the Thunder Creation Race Emperor even angrier, because such a disaster had actually been brought back by themselves. Of course, as a Thunder Creation Race Emperor, he had to get revenge. "We will go to the Divine Power City to find the Herb God." Thunder Creation Race Emperor was infuriated to the extreme. He had to vent his anger today. In Divine Power City, the Herb God was drinking tea with an old lady dressed in white, and their faces were filled with seriousness. If not for Ascension, my Ice Creation Race Emperor would probably still be a living dead man. The white-clothed old woman sighed. Now that Ascension has been captured by the bastards of the Thunder Creation's sacred race, they have made us prepare. They must want to use this to threaten us. This white-robed old lady was actually Ice Creation Race Emperor. It's all my fault. There's actually a traitor in Medicine God Mountain Villa. If this matter had not been leaked, Ascension would not have been targeted. The Medicine God blamed himself. The masked elders had already sent someone to inform the Medicine God that Ascension was being captured and that they should prepare themselves. Just as the Pill God and Ice Creation Race Emperor were at a loss for words, Han Yixin suddenly rushed in. Xian, what's so tense? Ice Creation Race Emperor asked anxiously. Divine Thunder Mountain Villa was destroyed, with heavy casualties. And this was all because of Ascension. The Thunder Creation Race Emperor was already on the way here. It was Ascension who destroyed the entire Divine Thunder Holy City, the one who suffered the most. It is said that more than half of the people in the Thunder Creation sacred race died. Han Yixin said with a face full of shock. This is news that has been transmitted from many sources. It shouldn't be wrong. Han Yixin still found it a little hard to believe, and only he knew that Ascension was Xin Fei, the person who went to the Divine Thunder Mountain Villa to save his daughter. Are you sure this is true? The Medicine God suddenly stood up and asked. After Ice Creation Race Emperor heard it, he stood up and looked at Han Yixin. To them, this was too shocking. The creation race here had been established for so many years, but they had never encountered such a disaster. Furthermore, there was a large number of enchantments and formations inside the Divine Thunder Mountain Villa which were extremely sturdy, and yet they had been destroyed by someone. Han Yixin nodded. It's true. Thunder Creation Race Emperor would be here soon. They must be looking for us, Senior. Humph, this group of bastards. It was they who took Ascension away first. They were met with Ascension's retaliation, and they still came to find us? We were still thinking about how to save Ascension just now. The Medicine God snorted, but in his heart, he was secretly pleased. He admired Ascension to be able to turn Divine Thunder Mountain Villa upside down. After Xianxia received the mysterious chest, he excitedly ran far away from the Divine Thunder Holy City. He couldn't wait to open the chest. Master, what could be inside the box? Xianxia was not far from the Divine Thunder Holy City yet, so he couldn't open it immediately either. Otherwise, he would be detected by the Thunder Creation Race Emperor. I don't know either, but it's something very powerful. Without being absorbed by the formation, the energy in the box will not be released. Xianxia now carefully looked at the chest. When you reach a safe place, I will remove the seal on the Chuangyun key. Opening the chest required Chuanglei key. All of them were sealed. All right. Xianxia increased his speed. He rode his 6 realms mirrors and continuously flew for 10 days and 10 nights, and arrived at an unknown place. In short, there was no one else here. It was a lush forest. I've taken out the Chuanglei key. Xianxia said. You can do it. Xianxia let go of the box and placed the Chuanglei key in his hands. Then, he inserted it into a hole and started to spin the dagger-like blue Chuanglei key. Kacha! It's open! Xianxia was very excited. He immediately opened the lid of the box and saw a black stone the size of a watermelon. What is this? Xianxia was extremely surprised. He picked it up and carefully examined it, frowning because he could not feel any energy at the moment. Xianxia said, It should be this thing's ceaselessly releasing the dead energy, but I can't feel any energy from it. Xianxia handed the black stone over to Xianxia. Xianxia took it and looked. She too could not feel any energy from the stone, and when she was at the bottom of Divine Thunder Mountain Villa, the box had released a lot of energy. Did it absorb all the energy? Xianxia was a little worried. If that was the case, then he had worried for nothing. No! It might require some special incantation to absorb the energy from it, or it might be through some other means. Xianxia said, The formation barriers inside the Creation Divine Thunder Mountain Villa all have legendary mantra inside. Anyway, this is a good thing. After you go to the box, Divine Thunder Mountain Villa, Even the entire Divine Thunder Holy City has turned into ruins. I'll ask the others when I get the chance. It's a good item anyway, so I'll keep it first. Xianxia chuckled. The Divine Thunder Mountain Villa is destroyed. Who told these fellows to be so vicious, to actually capture me, and want to torture me to death? Now, do they know if they regret it? Divine Thunder Mountain Villa was indeed regretful, but at the same time, he was furious. Thunder Creation Race Emperor had already come to Medicine God Mountain Villa, and was confronting both Ice Creation Race Emperor and the Medicine God. They were quarreling when they suddenly sensed something was amiss. It's the Chuanglei Key. The Chuanglei Key has appeared. Thunder Creation Race Emperor shouted in alarm and immediately looked in the direction that Xianxia was in. Ice Creation Race Emperor also frowned. Why would the Chuanglei Key appear here? Old Granny, you better not have any ideas about us Chuanglei Key. Haha. It was you who gave the ice key to an unknown brat. Now do you realize your wrongs? The Thunder Creation Race Emperor laughed loudly. At this time, he didn't have time to argue with Ice Creation Race Emperor and the others as he immediately soared into the sky and flew in the direction of Xianxia. Let's catch up. Ice Creation Race Emperor's face was full of seriousness, because once Thunder Creation Race Emperor obtains the Chuanglei Key, even God Creation Race might not be able to suppress them. Little Ice, you can feel it. The other clans will definitely be able to do the same. It will not be that easy for Thunder Creation Race Emperor to obtain the Chuanglei Key. The Medicine God said, let's catch up and take a look first. Han Yixin also followed along. While he was still in the midst of Xianxia exterminating Divine Thunder Mountain Villa, inside the forest, Xianxia held onto the black circular stone and carefully probed it with his divine sense, wanting to discover the secret within. Master, this stone is really strange. It doesn't weigh anything at all, Xianxia said. But it is extremely sturdy. Xiao Xianglin nodded his head, and then took out a basin of water. He placed the black stone orb into the water, and the black stone orb actually floated up. It really doesn't weigh much. Xiao Xianglin frowned. I just tested using an extremely strong flame power to not let this thing heat up. What an amazing thing. Xianxiang released the legendary dragon fire and poured it inside. A short while passed and the black stone orb did not turn hot. How exactly do I get the energy inside? We do not have the legendary mantra that the Thunder Creation Sacred Race control. Xiao Xianglin lowered his head and thought, there must be a way, I need to study it carefully. Suddenly, the illusion released by Xianxiang sensed a powerful qi coming from afar. It's the aura of the clan emperor. Several clan emperors. Did they sense it? Xianxiang said, then immediately brought the chest and the black stone orb into the Yu Yao Mountain Villa and sealed the Chuanglei Key. Just as Xianxiang sensed the qi of the Goblin Emperor, a ripple of energy suddenly appeared in the air. The Goblin Emperor threw out the array discs one by one, forming a barrier in the air, enveloping the entire ground. Xianxiang wanted to pierce through the ground, but a few meters was blocked by many enchantments. Damn it! How could these guys' formation plates be so powerful? Xianxiang was unable to penetrate it at all. Right now, he could only conceal his presence and use the counterpower to hide. After the enchantments appeared, a large amount of fire also fell. In just a few moments, the forest was burned into flat ground. Inside the enchantment, there was only a bare piece of land. That group of royal emperors floated in mid-air, searching the area below. Medicine God, what background does this Ascension have? He stole the Spirit Stone from the Divine Thunder Mountain Villa, and he has the Chuanglei Key as well. He opened the box and took the Spirit Stone out. The words of the Thunder Creation Race Emperor caused the other clan's emperors to feel shocked. All the clans knew about Thunder Creation's Sacred Race's chest, but it was opened by someone. So the one who owns the Chuanglei Key and the one who destroyed the Divine Thunder Mountain Villa is actually the same person, and is even a pill god that the herb god knows. If my guess is correct, this should also be the person who refined the healing pellet for the Ice Creation Race Emperor. He is the Wood Creation Race Emperor. The Medicine God and Ice Creation Race Emperor both never thought that this Ascension would actually be such a powerful fellow, to have a Chuanglei Key at his disposal. Han Yixian secretly swallowed saliva at this time. He knew that Asan was Shenfei, and Shenfei had the ice key in his hands. And now there were two of them. How powerful was Asan? No matter what, the Chuanglei key is mine. Why did you guys follow me over? The Thunder Creation Race Emperor said angrily. Hurry up and put away your enchantments. I do not need your help. There were Chuanglei keys here, as well as the mysterious and powerful Source Spirit Stone. The Thunder Creation Race Emperor and the others were very angry because after the clansmen felt the Chuanglei key, they all ran over. Xianxia didn't know why, but he took out the Chuanglei key and went in to attract so many people. When he had the ice key before, he didn't have this kind of situation. Moreover, his Chuanglei key had never killed anyone from the creation race here before. Could it be that it was because I opened the box that the Chuanglei key's chi leaked out? Xianxia could only guess that he was hiding underground using his penetrating abilities. Thunder Creation Race Emperor. None of us have a Chuangyuan key now. If you had one, I'm afraid it would be inappropriate. The Fire Creation Race Emperor laughed coldly. You better take care of what we feel. The other clan emperors also nodded their heads. If the Thunder Creation Race Emperor obtained the Chuanglei key, it would be a huge threat to the other creation race since the Thunder Creation Sacred Race had been in the dark all along trying to get rid of the other creation race. This was what they had done to Han Xiaoying previously. The God Creation Race Emperor had brought a few clan elders with him here. At this moment, they did not say anything unnecessary, but carefully searched the area below. Xianxia had already been scanned a few times by the God Creation Race Emperor's consciousness, and the pressure in his heart right now was not small, because the consciousness of the God Creation Race Emperor just stopped on his body for a short while, as if it could sense his presence there. Humph! With a light snort, the God Creation Race Emperor waved his hand and released a ball of golden light, blasting towards the place where Xianxia was hiding. Xianxia had no choice but to move to dodge, but he was still locked onto by the God Creation Race Emperor, and the balls of golden light continued to explode outwards. Stop! This is my Thunder Creation Sacred Race's problem. He was already very unsatisfied with the God Creation Race, and now that the God Creation Race Emperor had made a move, it was clear that he wanted to snatch the Chuanglei key away. Xianxia was no longer hiding it, and immediately ran out from the ground to reveal himself. The Thunder Creation Race Emperor had already rushed down and arrived in front of Xianxia. At this time, the God Creation Race Emperor also did not make his move. If not, they would have to fight. The Medicine God and Ice Creation Race Emperor both saw Xianxia, but Xianxia was still using his appearance. Bastard! You are the one who destroyed our divine Thunder Mountain Villa, causing us heavy casualties. The Thunder Creation Race Emperor shouted in anger. You guys found this yourselves. Let me ask you, why did you old fellows capture me inside the divine Thunder Mountain Villa and torture me, causing me to suffer, forcing me to hand over the pill formulas that I possess? If not for my sudden breakthrough to the peak of world-defying stage legendary rank, I'm afraid that all of you would have already used this breakthrough to threaten the Medicine God. Xianxia said angrily. After I break through, I will naturally take revenge. This is perfectly justified. If not for you capturing me first, how could my divine Thunder Mountain Villa have been destroyed? Is this not what you were looking for? Thunder Creation Race Emperor. You really are malicious. This was originally your fault. You should feel lucky that you're still alive. The Medicine God sneered. I am not aware of this. I only found out later, and the 5 people who caught you were killed by you, yet you took away our divine Thunder Mountain Villa's sacred object. Also, you have our Thunder Creation Sacred Race's Chuanglei key in your possession. If you exchange them all to me, we will write off our relationship. Thunder Creation Race Emperor said in a stern voice. Otherwise, only death awaits you. I will torture you to death. Xianxia secretly resented being threatened by the Thunder Creation Race Emperor. He stealthily looked at the other clan emperors, who all tensed up. If the Thunder Creation Race Emperor obtained the Chuanglei key, there would definitely be a good show to watch. I want the thing in the box. The Chuanglei key is useless to me right now. I can return it to you, what do you think? After Xianxia finished speaking, he did not wait for the Thunder Creation Race Emperor's reply, and directly threw the Chuanglei key over. All right, Thunder Creation Race Emperor immediately agreed when he received it. The moment the Thunder Creation Race Emperor received the Chuanglei key, other than the Ice Creation Race Emperor, all the other royal families started to release their auras, and the ground started to tremble violently. Ha ha! I got the Chuanglei key, you guys come at me. I'm not afraid of you. The Thunder Creation Race Emperor held the Chuanglei key in his hand and released his legendary gas. A few clan emperors were just about to make a move. Xianxia immediately rushed forward, raised his heavenly magic sword, and slashed towards Thunder Creation Race Emperor. Humph! You think you can kill me? Scram! Seeing Xianxia's sword cutting down, his face was filled with disdain. He wanted to use his hand to break Xianxia's sword. When Thunder Creation Race Emperor's arm struck towards Xianxia's heavenly magic sword, it was actually directly chopped off by the heavenly magic sword. After the heavenly magic sword cut off the Thunder Creation Race Emperor's arm, it took the opportunity and continued to slash down, chopping at the Thunder Creation Race Emperor's body, splitting him into two. Xianxia retracted his sword and quickly slashed out, instantly dismembering Thunder Creation Race Emperor, and then retracting the Chuanglei key. It's not so easy to get my things. Xianxia held onto the heavenly magic sword tightly. His gaze was gloomy and cold as he looked at the few clan emperors who were about to attack. Only the Chuangyuan key could have such power to restrain the creation race, and the long sword in Xianxia's hand also had such power, which meant that it was refined using the blood of the creation saint body. Medicine God, Ice Creation Race Emperor. Xianxia used the fastest speed possible to give the Chuanglei key to the herb god and the ice key to the Ice Creation Race Emperor. Just as everyone had guessed, this Ascension was Xinfei, the person who saved Han Xiaoying. So the divine weapon in his hands was made from Han Xiaoying's blood and could restrain creation race. The Ice Creation Race Emperor and Medicine God already had Chuangyuan key in their hands. Adding the heavenly magic sword in Xianxia's hands, all of these restrained the creation race. The other clan emperors originally wanted to attack Xianxia, but they had no choice but to secretly retract their powers, especially those creation race who were cooperating with the Ice Creation Sacred Race. The Medicine God and Ice Creation Race Emperor held on to the Chuangyuan key tightly and immediately came to Xianxia's side. They did not expect that Xianxia would actually give the precious Chuangyuan key to them so directly. Let's go! The God Creation Race Emperor said angrily as he fled with great speed, unwilling to give up. Then there was the Fire Creation Race Emperor. They also ran very fast, but the Fire Creation Sacred Race and the Ice Creation Sacred Race were currently irreconcilable. For all these years, you and our Ice Creation Sacred Race have had a lot of grudges, but now that your relationship with us is stable, you all don't have to worry about me making a move. Ice Creation Race Emperor said coldly. I hope you guys can be more tactful from now on. The few elders of Thunder Creation's Sacred Race also wanted to escape, but they were stopped by Xianxia using his 6 realms mirrors. This kind of strength was too powerful against them, even if they were slightly stronger than Xianxia. Once they were struck by a sword, they would be dead for sure. We didn't have any mortal enmity to begin with, so being able to cooperate peacefully is definitely a good thing. The Wood Creation Race Emperor said. The Medicine God had already returned the Chuanglei key back to Xianxia. This kind of thing was extremely dangerous, so he didn't dare accept it. Those clan emperors left with heavy hearts. The original balance had already been broken. If only one person had Chuangyuan key in their hands, then it would be fine. But if they teamed up, they would definitely be able to eliminate it. But now there are 3, and they are all ruthless characters. God Creation Race did not even dare to fight them and ran away. Seeing that the situation had stabilized, Xianxia heaved a sigh of relief. Xinfei? Your name isn't Xinfei, right? The Medicine God laughed. Xianxia. Greetings, seniors. Xianxia bowed to the Medicine God and the others, and said with a smile, don't say that you are not a senior. In terms of strength, we might not even be able to match up to you. Ice Creation Race Emperor had turned into a very kind old granny with a friendly smile on her face. This is for you. Ice Creation Race Emperor passed the ice key to Xianxia. This is more important to me. Xianxia took it. He had prepared to get it back since he was about to gather all 9 ice key. Xianxia took out a box of holy blood ice crystals and passed it to the Ice Creation Race Emperor, saying, "This is Xiaoying's holy blood. You can use it to refine divine weapons, and the effects are the same as Ice Key." Of course, the Ice Creation Race Emperor had won. If the people from the God Creation Race knew about it, they would be surrounded and attacked. She had been attacked once before and had only recently recovered from her injuries. Hanishin said, "Kid, how did you get a Chuanglei key?" "From what I know, Chuanglei key are scattered across the initial Thunder Creation realm. Thunder Creation Sacred Race sent someone to the initial Thunder Creation realm before, but there was no news of the person that was sent. Furthermore, the transmission array over there was also destroyed. That's where I came from." Xianxia did not hide this matter at this time. "Let's talk when we get back," the medicine god said. Xianxia and the others returned to the medicine god mountain villa and entered a secret hall. Xianxia took out the spirit stone he got from the chest and asked, "What is the use of this spirit stone?" "I'm not too sure either. In short, I can use the incantation to absorb the energy inside. The energy inside is almost limitless." The Ice Creation Race Emperor replied, "There are a total of 9 stones. Each clan has one. Other than the Thunder Creation Sacred Race, the rest of the clans have all thrown them away for some reason. At least now, Xianxia knew that he could absorb the energy inside the rune." "Xianxia, did Xiaoying tell you where she went?" Ice Creation Race Emperor asked. "She didn't say, but she did say that if she finds anything over there, she'll be able to contact me." Xianxia sighed. "She has already been gone for a long time. I am also worried for her. This girl is very clever. There's no need to worry about her." Hanishin said, then asked, "Imperial family, why were you injured by them in the first place?" "I was injured by the combined forces of the Thunder Creation Sacred Race and God Creation Race, and was almost killed by them." Ice Creation Race Emperor thought back to this matter and was extremely furious. "If it wasn't for the fact that the God Creation Race Emperor ran fast, I would have killed him just now. When I found out that they were secretly setting up a great formation to devour the most ancient era, they wanted to kill me to silence me." Then, Ice Creation Race Emperor talked about God Creation Race and his plans to devour most ancient era and turn him into energy. Xianxia had already known this before. It was Gutong who told him. Where are the God Creation Race and the rest hiding? The reason why Xianxia killed all the people in Thunder Creation Sacred Race was mainly for revenge. On the other hand, the people from God Creation Race were running too fast, so he and the Ice Creation Race Emperor did not have time to do anything. "I don't know, they hid very well," Ice Creation Race Emperor said. "Now we have to use this holy blood to refine divine weapons. The next time we meet God Creation Race, we cannot let them go." Ice Creation Race Emperor and the Herb God immediately made arrangements, and Xianxia left the Medicine God Mountain Villa because he had other important matters to attend to. Xianxia carefully left the Divine Power City this time, and then released a clone to head towards the Hundreds of Flowers village. He wanted to send some of the pill formulas to the Hundreds of Flowers village. Other than that, he also wanted to let Lu Menger and the others refine their divine weapons so that they could be used against the creation race in the future. As for Xianxia's original body, he took out the transmission array disk that Xiao Xianglin had refined. This array disk was created by Xiao Xianglin through the array, and the refined array disk was able to go to the place where the Chuangshan key were hidden, and that was the last key. To teleport within the most ancient era, one will need more Tao Creation holy crystals, and the place of teleportation seems to be very far away. Xiao Xianglin said, "You better put a little more Tao Creation's holy crystals in." Xianxiang still had about 100 million, so he put in a full 10 million Tao Creation holy crystals before opening the formation disk. The formation plate shook for a bit, then teleported Xianxiang to a pitch-black place. Xianxiang took out a glowing stone to illuminate the surroundings. This was a stone room and there were all kinds of enchantments around. It was much more powerful than what he had seen in the Divine Thunder Mountain Villa. "This should be the work of the Tao Creation Divine Lord," Xianxiang said. Then he saw a box in the middle. He walked over to open it and saw a pale golden dagger. This was the Chuangshan key. Xianxiang held the Chuangshan key in his hand. secretly excited in his heart. He had finally gathered 9 of them. How do I use this Chuangyuan key? Xianxia did not know about this because this matter was far too important. He did not dare to ask Ice Creation Race Emperor. Xianxia sat on the ground and then took out all the other Chuangyuan keys. All 9 Chuangyuan key are here, but there doesn't seem to be any reaction. Xiao Xianglin frowned. How do I use this? Big Sister Yun might know. Xianxia said. When she first passed through the transmission array of the Thunder Creation Sacred Race, she should have gone to the Divine Thunder Mountain Villa, but it seems like before me, the Divine Thunder Mountain Villa did not have any big movements. Jing Yuner arrived at most ancient era before Xianxia, then disappeared without a trace. No one knew where she went. Let's return to the Medicine God Mountain Villa first, to find out what the Ice Creation Race Emperor is saying. Xiao Xianglin said. All right, that's all we can do now. Xianxia still had quite a bit of trust in the Ice Creation Race Emperor and Medicine God, and he was also able to tell that the Medicine God and the Ice Creation Race Emperor were old lovers. After a period of exploration, Xiao Xianglin finally opened a transmission array, teleporting Xianxia and her out of the secret room. At the same time, the place they were heading to was inside a pool of water. It's a sea. That secret chamber should be deep under the sea. Xianxia let Xiao Xianglin enter the Yu Yao Mountain Villa, and then floated up by himself. He took out the 6 realms mirrors and flew towards Herb God Mountain after finding out the direction.